It was an ordinary morning when reports began circulating about a significant military movement in Eastern Europe. According to verified sources, Ukraine had dispatched 10 MiG-29 fighter jets, a key component of its air force, toward the vicinity of the Kremlin. The news immediately drew attention across international media, not because of an expectation of conflict, but because of the precision and scale of the maneuver. Analysts were quick to point out that the operation appeared to be carefully calculated, with a focus on testing readiness and demonstrating strategic capabilities rather than engaging in hostile action. The MiG-29, a versatile aircraft designed for both air-to-air combat and air-to-ground missions, is regarded as one of the most reliable jets in modern aviation. Ukraine's decision to send 10 of these fighters in a coordinated flight demonstrated both confidence in the aircraft and the professionalism of its pilots. Observers noted that the operation was likely aimed at signaling operational preparedness while also allowing Ukrainian forces to gather valuable real-time data on airspace security and radar detection. As the jets moved closer to the Russian capital, air traffic controllers in neighboring countries monitored the situation carefully. Protocols were activated to ensure safety in international airspace, and diplomatic channels were engaged to prevent any misunderstanding. From a technical standpoint, the flight path was precise, maintaining safe distances from restricted zones while still approaching the area of interest. This demonstrated a high level of coordination between the pilots and ground control, highlighting Ukraine's capability to manage complex missions without provoking unintended incidents. Public reaction, particularly on social media, was swift and diverse. Some users expressed concern about the potential for escalation, while others emphasized the operation's symbolic nature. Commentators highlighted that the flight was not accompanied by missiles or offensive weapons, and no air-to-ground actions were reported. This distinction was critical because it emphasized that the operation was strategic and observational rather than aggressive. News agencies carefully framed the story to avoid sensationalism, focusing instead on the operational aspects and the broader context of military readiness in the region. Experts in international relations noted that such maneuvers are part of routine military training in many countries. Flying near sensitive locations allows forces to test response times, radar capabilities, and communication efficiency under real-world conditions. In this sense, Ukraine's action can be compared to exercises conducted by NATO allies or other nations to ensure that their air forces remain agile and prepared for any scenario. Importantly, there was no exchange of fire or any confrontation reported during the flight, underscoring that the operation remained within safe and calculated boundaries. Meanwhile, Ukrainian officials provided statements to clarify the purpose of the mission. They emphasized that the objective was to enhance defense capabilities, strengthen pilot training, and maintain strategic readiness. At no point was there an indication of an intention to provoke conflict. The statements were carefully worded to reassure both domestic and international audiences that the operation was defensive in nature, focused on preparedness rather than confrontation. On the ground, citizens in nearby regions observed the jets with curiosity and, in some cases, mild concern. Aviation enthusiasts and photographers captured images of the sleek aircraft slicing through the sky in coordinated formation. For many, it was a rare opportunity to witness advanced military technology in action, albeit in a neutral and controlled context. Analysts later noted that the visual display of 10 MiG-29s flying in formation near a highly sensitive area is a strong reminder of the importance of vigilance and preparedness for all nations, even in the absence of conflict. By midday, reports indicated that the MiG-29s had completed their flight safely and returned to their designated bases. The operation concluded without incident, demonstrating the effectiveness of planning, communication, and coordination between pilots, ground controllers, and military leadership. Analysts pointed out that this successful execution could serve as a model for future missions, combining strategic signaling with careful risk management. In the aftermath, international reactions remained measured. Observers noted that while the operation drew attention, it did not escalate tensions or lead to any confrontations. Diplomats from various countries praised the transparency of both Ukraine and neighboring states in managing the situation responsibly. Experts emphasized that modern military operations often involve such exercises, which allow nations to maintain operational readiness and test technological capabilities without engaging in combat. Ultimately, the event highlighted several key points. First, It showed the professionalism and skill of Ukrainian pilots operating advanced aircraft in challenging circumstances. Second, it illustrated the importance of international monitoring, communication, and protocol adherence to ensure safe and responsible conduct in sensitive airspace. Third, it reinforced the notion that military operations can serve strategic, observational, and training purposes without resorting to aggression. While the story initially sparked widespread attention due to the proximity of the jets to the Kremlin, careful reporting and analysis helped contextualize the event. The MiG-29 mission was not a provocation. Rather, it was an exercise in readiness, demonstrating capability, coordination, and discipline. Citizens, analysts, and international observers alike came away with a clearer understanding of how modern air operations are conducted and how strategic objectives can be achieved without escalating into conflict. In conclusion, Ukraine's decision to send 10 MiG-29 fighters near the Kremlin provided a valuable case study in modern military strategy. The operation combined precision, training, and strategic signaling, all while maintaining safety and avoiding confrontation. It highlighted the significance of readiness, communication, and international oversight, serving as a reminder that even in tense geopolitical contexts, carefully planned operations can achieve their objectives without creating unnecessary conflict. For military observers and the general public alike, it offered insight into how nations navigate complex security environments with professionalism and restraint. The early hours of the day brought with them reports of an unusual air operation involving Ukraine's Air Force. 10 MiG-29 fighter jets were reported to have approached the airspace near the Kremlin. While the headlines immediately drew attention, careful analysis revealed that the operation was conducted with a high degree of planning and precision, emphasizing safety, observation, and strategic preparedness rather than any form of aggression. The MiG-29 is a highly versatile fighter aircraft, capable of performing multiple roles in both defensive and observational operations. Its speed, maneuverability, and technological systems make it suitable for missions that require careful coordination and execution. Ukraine's deployment of 10 such jets in a coordinated approach demonstrated a combination of skill, training, and strategic awareness. Analysts highlighted that the operation appeared to be part of a broader effort to test air defense readiness and to provide Ukrainian pilots with practical, real-world experience under controlled conditions. Air traffic monitoring centers in neighboring countries were quick to respond. They observed the jet's flight path, ensuring that all international aviation regulations were followed and that safety was maintained at every stage of the operation. The jets maintained a secure distance from restricted zones, flying in a manner that minimized any risk of unintended escalation. Such careful planning reflected not only the capabilities of the pilots but also the disciplined coordination between ground control and military leadership. The unexpected outcome of this operation was that, despite initial concerns expressed by some international observers, no confrontation occurred, and all aircraft returned safely to their bases. Analysts noted that this outcome reinforced the importance of controlled, transparent exercises in sensitive areas. By demonstrating both capability and restraint, Ukraine conveyed a message of preparedness without provoking hostility. The careful execution of the mission highlighted how military operations can be used to achieve strategic objectives in a safe and measured manner. Media coverage focused on various aspects of the operation. Aviation experts praised the technical skill demonstrated in flying 10 jets in formation near a sensitive location. Observers noted that such missions allow pilots to refine their coordination, practice rapid decision-making, and test both aircraft systems and communication protocols. Meanwhile, journalists emphasized the absence of any offensive action, helping to clarify that the operation was observational and defensive in nature. This nuanced reporting contributed to preventing misinformation and panic among the public. On social media, reactions were diverse. Some users were intrigued by the skill and precision of the pilots, posting videos and images of the MiG-29s in formation. Others expressed curiosity about the purpose and implications of the operation, while commentators specializing in military affairs emphasized the routine nature of such exercises. International experts noted that many countries conduct similar operations near strategic locations to test airspace readiness and to gather intelligence about detection and response times, often without any intention of engaging in conflict. Ukrainian officials provided careful explanations of the mission's objectives. They stated that the operation was designed to improve training for pilots, enhance coordination between different branches of the military, and test air defense systems. The officials stressed that no weapons were deployed and that the jets were operating strictly within safe operational parameters. The communication underscored a commitment to transparency and responsibility in military operations, reassuring both domestic and international audiences. Meanwhile, citizens in regions close to the flight path observed the jets with interest and curiosity. For many, it was a rare opportunity to witness high-performance fighter jets operating in a coordinated formation. Aviation enthusiasts documented the mission extensively, noting the smooth precision and disciplined flight patterns. Analysts suggested that public visibility of such missions, while unplanned, can contribute to awareness of a nation's defense capabilities and the professionalism of its armed forces. The operation concluded successfully, with all 10 MiG-29s returning to their bases without incident. Military analysts highlighted the significance of this outcome, noting that it demonstrated the ability to execute complex maneuvers in sensitive airspace while maintaining complete control over the situation. Such operations serve as important learning experiences, allowing forces to identify strengths and areas for improvement in training, coordination, and communication protocols. From an international perspective, reactions remained cautious but measured. Observers noted that the absence of confrontation and the clear communication by Ukraine helped maintain regional stability. Diplomats acknowledged the importance of transparency and adherence to international protocols in avoiding misunderstandings. Experts emphasized that modern military exercises often involve careful navigation near sensitive areas, allowing nations to maintain readiness without escalating tensions. The unexpected outcome of this operation lay in its demonstration of discipline and restraint. While the flight of 10 fighter jets near a high-profile location could have raised alarms, the careful planning, execution, and communication ensured that the operation remained non-threatening. Analysts suggested that this serves as an example of how strategic objectives, such as pilot training and operational readiness, can be achieved effectively and safely. Ultimately, the episode provided insight into how modern air forces operate in sensitive geopolitical contexts. The Ukrainian MiG-29 mission showcased advanced aviation skills, meticulous planning, and strategic foresight. It illustrated the importance of conducting exercises in a controlled manner to test systems, improve training, and maintain readiness. Moreover, it highlighted how careful communication with the public and international observers can prevent unnecessary tension and ensure that military activities are perceived accurately. In conclusion, the operation of 10 Ukrainian MiG-29 jets approaching the Kremlin was a notable example of modern military strategy carried out with precision and responsibility. The mission allowed pilots to gain practical experience, tested coordination and communication, and demonstrated Ukraine's operational capability without provoking conflict. The outcome, while technically simple, reinforced key principles of strategic planning, readiness, discipline, transparency, and restraint. For analysts, observers, and the public, it offered a clear example of how carefully executed military operations can meet strategic objectives while maintaining stability and safety in sensitive regions.